Victoria's chief vet calls for stricter pet food regulations amid investigation into dog deaths. Victoria's chief veterinarian is demanding mandatory pet food standards and recalls after the deaths of 12 dogs. Key points: meat processing regulator PrimeSafe and Agriculture Victoria are investigating a spate of dog deaths in the state. The exact cause of the fatalities is yet to be determined. To stay up to date with latest top stories, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the button above this video. Victoria's chief veterinarian says the entire supply chain is being examined. On Friday, Agriculture Victoria issued a pet food outbreak alert ordering people not to feed their animals fresh meat from eastern Victoria while investigations were carried out. The ABC understands 12 pet dogs have died and more than 50 have been treated for liver toxicity, with links to raw meat identified. The sick dogs all ate meat from the Maffra Knackery, based in Gippsland, which also trades as Backman's Meats and Backman's Greyhound supplies. The businesses have been contacted but have not commented. Meat processing regulator PrimeSafe and Agriculture Victoria are investigating after an East Gippsland vet notified them about the deaths at the end of June. No exact cause has been identified. Graham Cook says the investigation is very complex. Complex investigation. Victoria's chief veterinarian Graham Cook said vets, animal welfare officers and specialist animal health epidemiologists were working to find out what caused the deaths. There's multiple tests going on across different laboratories in Australia at the moment, he said. This is a very complex investigation with lots and lots of different lines of inquiries. Dr. Cook said a number of dead dogs had been examined. He said the focus was on food additives, treats, water sources, environmental contacts, medicines and poisoning. Dr. Cook said examiners had ruled out infections, canine leptospirosis, ehrlichiosis and aflatoxins. He also said farmers and the variety of animal species in the pet food supply chain were also part of the investigation. The entire chain has been examined, right from potential on-farm sources right to the point of ingestion in the dog owner's household, Dr. Cook said. Unfortunately, so far, there is no clear link as to what the cause might be, but we do know that there is a Gippsland factor. Victorian authorities are warning pet owners to stop feeding animals raw meat sourced from Gippsland between May and July 2021. Push for stronger regulations. Dr. Cook said the outbreak warning was issued statewide because dogs had been affected in Melbourne suburbs as well as other areas. Whether you are a dog owner in Melbourne or further off in the west of the state, people should stop feeding pets fresh or raw meat sourced from the Gippsland area from the 31st of May to the 3rd of July, he said. Dr. Cook is behind a push by the Australian Veterinary Association and Pet Food Industry Association of Australia to lift standards and regulations in the pet food industry, including mandatory recalls when animals become sick from their food. This was recommended by a 2018 federal Senate inquiry, but has little support from the coalition government. There are steps underway to try and increase the standards within the pet food industry, and as a supporter of animal welfare we would all be behind that, Dr. Cook said. Pet owners who have pets that have died or become ill are also angry at the lack of regulation. Rottweiler Brandy is back at home in East Gippsland after weeks of treatment. Emotional and financial toll. Bairnsdale pet owner Sam, who did not want her surname to be used, took her 4-year-old Rottweiler to the vet on June 24. Brandy started vomiting after she ate meat from Pet Shop, Doggy Den, which issued a voluntary recall of its meat on July 2 after it realized animals were falling ill. Brandy was diagnosed with acute liver failure and transferred to a Melbourne veterinary clinic. She later suffered stomach ulcers, fluid in her stomach and respiratory problems. Sam said the bills had reached $20,000. "My husband and I don't have any children, so Brandy is our baby," she said. Brandy is now home, and the couple are very relieved, but the dog will have to take 28 tablets a day for the next 10 days. Sam said she and her husband were unsure about the long-term effects of the liver failure.